Hey you, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm Jenny Prochko from MilesIndigo.com, and I make videos about spirituality, moon-themed bullet journals, mental health and awareness, journaling prompts, and my story. Today I wanted to share with you the March spirituality journaling prompt. So let's go ahead and get into our journals and think about ways to connect deeper to our spirituality and connect closer to our innermost true self. This month's spirituality prompt is going to be a little taxing and difficult, so if you feel like after you've written this out that you need a break, take one. Trust me, I feel like I need a break after this. It's emotionally taxing, but it's helped me gain insight into my innermost, deepest desires and my truest self and what I really want in the world and how I want to view the world. So I really hope that you enjoy these monthly spirituality prompts. So let's go ahead and get into my answer. Here is this month's spirituality journaling prompt. Think back to a time when you experienced grief or major disappointment. How did you heal from the hurt? What steps did you take? I've gotten into my journal this month and went ahead and journaled my answer to this question right here. If you want to see this layout, I'll leave it linked up above and down below. I do monthly plan with me so you can see how I create these monthly setups, and then also I do goal setting by the moon instead of by the calendar month. It's basically just 30-day goal setting with a few less days. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link up above and down below too to my monthly goal setting practice. But let's get back to this month's spirituality question. The last time I experienced grief was when my grandparents died a couple of years ago, a week apart. It was amazing how long they had lived and how much they had saw. These grandparents were my dad's parents, and they had a farm on the other side of the county where I grew up. So this is the second farm that I grew up on that was really close to me. We were able to have a celebration of life for the both of them at the same time, and it was really touching to be able to go back to my community that I grew up in and just see all the people that they had affected. And it was also uplifting to have an actual celebration of life instead of a traditional funeral. My grandparents were cremated, so we didn't have like any funeral services or anything like that. But my grandpa was in the military, so we did have a military salute for him. Their funeral was like a closure and a coming home. They had lived a long, full, and beautiful life, had many grandchildren and great grandbabies at that point. After the funeral, I found myself feeling kind of confused about my own feelings. We haven't had many deaths in my family, so I'm not used to going to funerals and the grief process when it comes to people. Growing up on the farm, I was used to the grief process for animals and pets. That was a way of life. But I really didn't experience many like human deaths. It was kind of confusing for me. The way that I healed my heart during this grief process was to keep their memory and to really cherish and take care of the things that I had that they had given me or that were theirs, and give them a place of prominence and also reintegrate them into my life in the span of the year. So I have some things from their farm that I still use. They aren't like things that are put away or put up on a shelf and are, just looked at. There are things that I'm able to use and get my hands on and to touch and to feel their memory and to feel like I'm close to them again. So I have a piece of jewelry that my grandpa actually made me when I was little. This one I don't wear that often. It's a wooden heart and it has my name on it, and my grandma actually painted it as well, so it's from both of them, and I really cherish that one. I probably should put that one into a frame and put it on display because it's not one that can be worn. But I do have other things from them that are usable, and I have a set of woodworking tools and whittling tools that were my grandpa's that I'm using to create my own creations. And then I also have some things from my grandma that I didn't realize she had. I had never seen these, and I didn't see these until after their funeral. My mom had actually seen these things many, many years ago, long before I was born, or actually maybe right after I was born, but before I can remember. She had a lot of really beautiful embroidered cloths, and I use those in my practice to set the table for our goal setting practices and for special occasions, and then also for the seasonal holidays. And I had one that I brought home that I really liked, but I wasn't sure how to use it, and it just really wasn't my style. So what I did was I turned it into a pillow, and it's actually the one that I have right here behind me that sits on my chair. This was a actual tablecloth, like a little side tablecloth, and I turned it into a pillow, and this is a way that I'm actually able to get use out of it and to feel close to them. And aside from possessions that were theirs that I have that I still use and feel a connection to, I also think about what would my grandparents have done in a certain situation, or what would they have thought in a certain situation. That helps me gain a perspective from just a different era almost. It helps me gain a more simple perspective and a more pared down perspective as well, because in this day and age, technology just takes over everything, and we're just bombarded with all sorts of, choices and things to do. And so I really, when I'm feeling overwhelmed sometimes, I just ask myself, what would they do in this situation? And what would they say to me in this situation? And that really helps me heal my grief and heal my heart. I'm grateful for having grown up with them and for them to have met my husband. I'm so happy to have had them in my life. And they taught me a lot. I may not have liked the things that they taught me at that time in my life, but looking back, they taught me a lot of really valuable lessons. And I really, really value the things that I still have from them and the lessons and memories that I have from them as well. My last major disappointment is a little complicated. This one is very recent. It's still very fresh, so the wound is still open for me. I had a major depression episode recently, and I'm going to be sharing that story with you really soon. And it was just a very, very hard day, and it turned into a place where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to recover. I just spiraled into depression. The major disappointment that I felt was that I would not be able to continue my dreams, and that I wouldn't be able to put any time into them, and that they were being taken away from me. I still wanted to continue them, but I felt like outside forces were taking it away from me. And I am still healing from that. My heart is not healed from that. I am still healing, and it just feels like it's in limbo. I don't know what I'm going to do about this major disappointment. I'm striving to balance my life so I can pursue these dreams and make them come true for myself, and make sure that no outside forces can affect my ability to grasp my dream and to make it a reality. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do about this one, but doing these journaling prompts helps me feel more in tune with my innermost true self and what my real feelings are, and it helps me connect back to what's important, and it helps me get to know who I am and who I want to be. And I hope that these monthly spirituality prompts help you as well. This month was a little difficult and a little emotional and taxing. I'd love to know your answers in the comments down below if you're able to share them. If you're enjoying getting to know yourself and connecting deeper to your spirituality, make sure you head over to my website and download my free 52 weeks journaling prompts. I really enjoyed creating these, and it's helped me get to know myself better, and it's helped me to realize my dreams. So if you're interested in connecting to yourself and just expanding your spirituality and expanding your mind and getting to know your innermost true self, check that out. It's free and it's for you, and I hope that you enjoy it. The link is down below in the description and in the pinned comment, so you can find it super quickly and get to journaling. You can find me over on Instagram at alzanindigo, that's where I am most, or over on alzanindigo.com, where I share weekly spirituality tips, writing and journaling prompts, little tidbits about the moon and how to move through the lunar cycle with your goal setting, mental health and awareness, and my story. I'm so grateful that you chose to spend your time here with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.